Magandang hapon mga kababayan. Welcome to Kababayan Today's Year-End Special, Part 1. This is a two-part series where we talk about the news that was, the year that was, 2013. We're going to be doing news and entertainment for you. But when we talk about news, ang tawag po ng news sa Tagalog ay balita. And hindi naman po natin pwedeng pag-usapan ng balita na wala ang ating Editor-in-Chief ng Weekend Balita, Mr. Ronnie Ligo. Welcome to Kababayan Today.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat, and thank you for inviting us again for another year-ender dito sa Kababayan Today.
Siyempre, and thank you to you for graciously opening your doors once again to us. Dito po kami ngayon sa newsroom ng Balita sa Glendale, California. Thank you so much, Ronnie.
Of course, you are most welcome, Janelle.
All right, when we talk about 2013, let us start with three biggest news from the Philippines, starting with the obvious, of course, Ronnie.
Of course, Haiyan or Yolanda, I think there are now about 7,000 deaths. This typhoon, the largest or the strongest typhoon that made landfall, happened on November 8th.
Strongest ever recorded. Through
Yes.
satellite, yes, of course. And even until now, there are a lot of news stories about it. Nagsanga-sanga siya, di ba?
Exactly.
Number one, before it was making landfall, it was already making news about how it was going to be very, very strong.
Right. Actually, we had like at least 2 days of preparation, according to the Aquino administration. However, they didn't expect that the storm surges that affected mostly the residents of, Tacloban City and other beach areas dun sa bayan ng Leyte and also of Samar. So this devastated a lot of communities, and of course, pagka ganyan devastation, maraming mga casualties.
Oo, maraming casualties and also property damage. And we're talking about afternoon, syempre news of relief, news of different countries bonding together to donate.
Yeah, yan ang pinamagandang nangyari dyan kasi although, of course, it's a very, very sad news, but the outpouring of support and, the donations that are coming from all over the world, hindi lang basta sa mga kababayan natin in America or sa ibang bayan, giving their support financially and other relief, materials going to the victims of Typhoon Haiyan.
Abangan ang susunod na kabanata, and this will overflow into 2014, how these relief goods will be allocated. A lot of people have been, asking for transparency when it comes to these monetary donations, and of course may mga controversy sa local government units on how they are allocating and kumbaga sinasagot yung pangangailangan ng kanilang mga constituents in their different areas.
Yes. Another factor siguro na consider natin, the Aquino administration is allocating $8 billion for rebuilding, kailangang bumangon ng ating mga kababayan dyan sa Tacloban at sa Samar and Leyte.
And it will take many, many years.
Of course.
All right. Now, another thing that may take years, sana naman hindi, Ronnie, itong investigation ng pork scam involving or featuring pork queen,
right.
Janet Napoles. Ronnie, in your experience as a journalist, pag may malaking kaso na ganito, alam natin kung gaano kabagal umandar ang hustisya sa bansang Pilipinas. What is your assessment of this news story?
Not only is justice so slow in the Philippines, this is probably unprecedented kasi ang mga involved dito ay malalaking tao.
Bigwigs,
the
yes.
Senate President daw, si Juan Ponce Enrile, who is a very, very big player as far as the Philippine politics is concerned. Tapos siya raw ang mastermind, according to another Senator, Miriam Defensor Santiago, of course, ito ngayon malalaman natin.
There are some politicians involved that have aspirations to run for president in 2016.
Exactly.
Okay?
So, nangyayari na yung Senate investigation. Actually, it already began. Nandiyan si Janet Napoles na nag-surrender siya. Tapos natabunan siya ng Typhoon Haiyan na una natin pinag-usapan. So, malalaman natin in the next few weeks or in the next months, probably in the next year, paano ito magkakontinue at kung sino-sino ba talaga ang involved dito sa pork barrel scamming.
And siguro po bilang mga mamamayan, maging nasa Pilipinas or nandito, we have to be vigilant. We have to keep at it. Just because we're not hearing it in the news, it could be that, we go out and ask about it so that people, our people in authority know that we are looking calling for a resolution to this case.
Exactly. Isang example dyan, yung Maguindanao Massacre, no? Yung mga kababayan natin, saka mga kasama sa hanap buhay. Apparently, ibang mga witnesses ay naaayos na, binibigyan na sila ng, sinasabi nilang reparation.
Nasa-settle na lang.
Nasa-settle, nawawala yung mga witnesses.
Right.
And of course, the main witness here is Ben Herloy dito kay Janet Napoles.
Who is her brother-in-law.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
No?
okay.
And of course, hindi lang si Napoles, pati yung brother niya, si Jojo Lim, is also involved in this pork barrel scam na ito.
All right, so we're going to look into that very quickly, Ronnie. The top third big story from the Philippines is yung pag-occupy ng yung kaguluhan sa isang island sa Philippines.
Yes, late February, March, inoccupy ng mga kababayan natin, mga Filipino
Progressive Muslims,
yes, descendants daw ni Kiram at saka mga followers niya. Nilusob nila ang Sabah. Of course, there have been stories na talagang this is a part of the Philippines, and actually their scions, their descendants actually occupied and owned that part of Borneo. Ngayon, inoccupy nila, and of course, nagkagulo-gulo doon sa Malaysia, at this resulted in a number of deaths, like maybe 60 or more.
And this is big story because it almost disrupted the relations between Malaysia and the Philippines. And those are just the top 3 stories from 2013 from the Philippines. When we return on the show, let us talk about the top 3 U.S. stories because we all live here. Don't go away.